The gavel slammed, sharp as a gunshot. "Fake veteran," the judge's voice echoed in the silent courtroom, dripping with disbelief. Gasps rippled across the room. At first, it was a trial about paperwork. But then, with trembling hands, she rolled up her sleeve. And the scars, raw and permanent, told a story no one could deny. Her name was Clara, 52 years old. A quiet, widowed mother who lived in a small apartment above a laundromat. Her clothes were plain, her posture tired, her eyes downcast as if used to being overlooked. She wasn't a lawyer. She wasn't powerful. She was simply a woman fighting for her veteran benefits denied for years because no one believed her service was real. To the judge, she was just another claimant. To the people in the gallery, she was invisible. As her case unfolded, whispers turned into smirks. "She's making it up," someone muttered. The prosecutor leaned back with a half-smile, certain the case was already won. Even the judge leaned forward, skepticism thick in his voice. "Ma'am, this court doesn't entertain fraud. Pretending to be a veteran dishonors real service members." The words hit like shrapnel. Clara's hands shook. But instead of retreating, she reached slowly for the cuff of her sleeve. The air in the room grew heavy, expectant. When her sleeve rolled up, the room froze. A jagged scar carved down her forearm, another across her shoulder, wounds that spoke louder than any document. She raised her voice, steady now. "Fallujah. 2004. The blast didn't ask if I was real." An older man in uniform at the back of the courtroom stood to his feet. His voice carried weight. "Purple Heart. She was there. I remember her unit." The silence that followed was thick, almost reverent. Clara had been a combat medic. She pulled Marines out of burning Humvees under fire, dragging them through sand and smoke with bullets cutting the air. She earned her scars saving lives, one of the few women in her division decorated with a Purple Heart after an IED tore through her convoy. But when she returned home, paperwork errors erased her name from recognition. For years, she worked minimum wage, struggling, treated as if her sacrifice never happened. Today was supposed to be her last chance to be seen. The judge's gavel trembled in his hand. He cleared his throat, his voice softer now. "Ms. Ramirez, this court owes you an apology, and a nation owes you gratitude." The prosecutor looked down in shame. The gallery, once mocking, now stood in quiet respect. The veteran at the back saluted, eyes wet. Clara didn't smile. She only tugged her sleeve back down and whispered, "I didn't do it for recognition. I did it because it was my duty." She walked out of the courtroom not as a fake veteran, but as a living reminder that true courage carries scars, scars too deep to be doubted. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to be reminded that real heroes often walk among us unseen. Subscribe for more emotional storytelling that honors unsung heroes, veterans, and the sacrifices made in silence. And remember, respect costs nothing, but for those who gave everything, it means the world.